Every 4 years, America faces a pivotal moment, choosing its next leader. But how does this process really work? Welcome to Voting Uncovered on ABC Amba TV.
Join us as we dive deep into the intricacies of the U.S. elections. We'll explore the untold stories, what influences voter decisions, the impact of swing states, and the strategies candidates use to sway the public.
Who has the chance of winning? We'll analyze the current contenders, dissect the polls, and share insider insights from political strategists and analysts.
Get ready for a compelling journey into the heart of American democracy. Tune in for exclusive interviews, captivating stories, and the facts behind the fiction, because it's time to truly understand how America votes.
Voting Uncovered, only on ABC Amba TV. Don't miss out on these insights. Good day and welcome to the U.S. election Voting Uncovered on ABC Amba TV. Well, as the 2024 United States presidential election approaches, tensions and controversies surrounding media bias, candidate conduct, and voter sentiments continue to intensify. This election season, marked by highly polarized opinions and partisan divides, has showcased critical debates and rallies that reveal the prevailing sentiments among voters and media figures alike. Amidst these dynamics, leading candidates Democrat Kamala Harris and Republican Donald Trump stand as symbols of a broader ideological rift within the United States. We'll dive into key moments from the ABC, American Broadcasting Corporation hosted presidential debate from September, the notable Republican rally at Madison Square Garden on Sunday that had a huge controversy, and the resulting public and media reactions. By examining these events, we gain insight into the shifting narrative of the election, the perspectives on media fairness, and the candidates' closing strategies as they rally their supporters in the final stretch before Election Day. I am Star Smart. Let's dive into the trends on the United States election. Every 4 years, America faces a pivotal moment, choosing its next leader. But how does this process really work? Welcome to Voting Uncovered on ABC Amba TV.
Join us as we dive deep into the intricacies of the U.S. elections. We'll explore the untold stories, what influences voter decisions, the impact of swing states, and the strategies candidates use to sway the public.
Who has the chance of winning? We'll analyze the current contenders, dissect the polls, and share insider insights from political strategists and analysts.
Get ready for a compelling journey into the heart of American democracy. Tune in for exclusive interviews, captivating stories, and the facts behind the fiction, because it's time to truly understand how America votes.
Voting Uncovered, only on ABC Amba TV. Don't miss out on these insights. The presidential debate held in September 2024. The presidential debate held in September 2024 sparked significant controversy, which allegedly media bias dominating the post-debate discourse. The American Broadcasting Corporation, the network responsible for hosting the presidential debate on September, faced criticism for an allegedly one-sided approach towards Kamala Harris. In particular, debate moderators were accused of posing hostile and, quote, gotcha questions to former President Donald Trump while favoring Harris.
Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
Abortion and reproductive rights was also a major talking point in the debate where the moderators showed bias. Lindsay Davis presented a long-winded monologue on abortion designed to present Trump unfavorably instead of simply asking a question. Davis then falsely claimed there is no state it is legal to kill a baby after birth, despite VP pick Tim Walz's state of Minnesota, Colorado, and 4 other states allowing abortions right up until the moment of birth in the 9th month. Walz also repealed a requirement to provide life-saving care to infants born alive after abortions, according to Charlie Kirk. Trump was then forced to press Harris on her stance on late-term abortions because the moderators refused to push for an answer from the VP.
You should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer
That's the problem.
question? Would you?
Commentators on X slammed the vice president and the moderators after this clear bias. Kamala Harris tried to interrupt Trump after he called her out on supporting defund the police, despite this being against the debate rules. The moderators did not stop her. Instead, it was up to Trump to use her own line against herself.
14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
The moderators have also been widely criticized for only fact-checking Donald Trump and not Kamala Harris. Muir also attempted to fact-check Trump on claims of animal cruelty in the immigrant community, which instantly backfired on him.
Verify here, you bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food.
Harris peddled the Charlottesville lie that was debunked by Snopes with absolutely no questioning by the moderators. And again, there was no fact-checking by the moderators when Harris pushed the also debunked January 6 bloodbath lie. Commentator Clay Travis blasted the moderators, saying, "Now the bloodbath lie too. No fact checks. This is shameful." And commentator Kayleigh McEnany also unleashed on the moderators, demanding that they do their job and fact-check.
Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
Abortion and reproductive rights was also a major talking point in the debate where the moderators showed bias. Lindsay Davis presented a long-winded monologue on abortion designed to present Trump favorably instead of simply asking a question. Davis then falsely claimed there is no state it is legal to kill a baby after birth, despite VP pick Tim Walz's state of Minnesota, Colorado, and 4 other states allowing abortions right up until the moment of birth in the 9th month. Walz also repealed a requirement to provide life-saving care to infants born alive after abortions, according to Charlie Kirk. Trump was then forced to press Harris on her stance on late-term abortions because the moderators refused to push for an answer from the VP.
You should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that?
Gotten.
Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer the question? Would you?
Commentators on X slammed the vice president and the moderators after this clear bias. Kamala Harris tried to interrupt Trump after he called her out on supporting defund the police.
Well, that compilation was gotten courtesy of Sky News. We also had former debate moderator Megyn Kelly voicing her dissatisfaction just after the presidential debate in September on social media, calling out ABC's, that is the American Broadcasting Corporation Network, apparent partiality. During the debate, she remarked on X, why did the moderators need Kamala Harris there at all, labeling the moderators a disgraceful failure. Kelly continued that this is one of the most biased, unfair debates I have ever seen. Shame on you, ABC, on her tweet on X. Well, Kelly's critique echoed sentiments shared by several conservative figures and Trump supporters who felt that ABC's handling of the debate reinforced a media bias that undercuts balanced political discourse. Among those joining the criticism was biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, who pointed out media bias as a major problem, seeing it firsthand right now. Billionaire Bill Ackman also commented, questioning why only Trump was subjected to rigorous fact-checking. Why do the moderators only fact-check at real Donald Trump and not at Kamala Harris, was his post. Such comments were indicative of broader conservative concerns regarding fairness in media coverage. Donald Trump Jr. also lambasted the moderators, tweeting, "Weird how the hack moderators at ABC News are only fact-checking Trump and allowing Kamala to lie nonstop. The fake news is the enemy of the people." Across social media, supporters and commentators criticized ABC's moderation, with many claiming it exemplified a one-sided approach that placed Trump under greater scrutiny than his opponent. Trump's rally at Madison Square on Sunday, just a week after. Fast forward from the presidential debate to a week and a day ago, Republican candidate Donald Trump held his rally at New York's Madison Square Garden, one of the final major events before Election Day, aiming to make a lasting impression in a state that has not supported a Republican since 1984. Trump sought to use the rally to energize his base and underscore his vision for the nation. However, the rally did not begin without controversy, as some allies of Trump reportedly made offensive and racially charged remarks that were not just racially charged but very vulgar and sexist, setting a divisive tone. The rally attracted a large crowd, which stood in stark contrast to perceptions voiced by Trump's opposition. Supporters filled the arena, their enthusiasm contradicting claims by Harris that many were defecting to her side. Well, this dynamic raised questions about the extent of each candidate's influence, most of whom who had made sexist, vulgar, racist comments and what the Democrats would generally describe as fascist remark during the rally.
Is now doing something much worse than what she was talking about. The newest line from Kamala and her campaign is that everyone who isn't voting for her is a Nazi. We're Nazis. You know, years ago, my father, I had a great father, he's a tough guy. He used to always say, never use the word Nazi, never use that word. And he'd say, never use the word Hitler. Don't use that word. It's like, I didn't even know why. Don't use that word. And then I understood it. And yet they use that word freely, both words. They use it, he's Hitler. And then they say, he's a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite of a Nazi. I don't know.
Well, the rally quickly drew criticism from prominent Democrats, with many characterizing it as a fascist rally. Influential voices from the Democratic Party expressed deep concern over the rhetoric presented at the event. Several notable Democrats publicly condemned the rally, with Kamala Harris and others making statements on its alleged extremism. In a video clip, Harris referred to Trump as a Nazi, amplifying accusations that Trump's rhetoric and policy positions fostered divisive authoritarian sentiment. In her words, this rally was a disturbing display of fascist ideals and dangerous rhetoric, emphasizing her concerns over the divisive themes of the event.
Well, last night, Donald Trump's event in Madison Square Garden really highlighted a point that I've been making throughout this campaign. He is focused and actually fixated on his grievances, on himself, and on dividing our country. Donald Trump this is not new about him, by the way. What he did last night is not a discovery. It is just more of the same and maybe more vivid than usual. Donald Trump spends full time trying to have Americans point their finger at each other, fans the fuel of hate and division. And that's why people are exhausted with him. That's why people who formerly have supported Donald Trump, have voted for him, are supporting me, voting for me. People are literally ready to turn the page. They're tired of it. I'm very proud to have the support of folks like Bad Bunny and Jennifer Lopez and others who were supporting me before that nonsense last night at Madison Square Garden, and are supporting me because they understand that they want a president of the United States who's about uplifting the people. and not berating, not calling America a garbage can.
These comments from Kamala Harris were supported by other Democratic figures who expressed similar dismay over Trump's approach and accused him of promoting undemocratic ideals. The backlash underscored the intense polarization that has defined this election cycle, with Democrats rallying to paint Trump as a figure unfit for Democratic leadership, as well as Republicans rallying to paint Kamala Harris unfit for the United States presidential position. Well, in response, Trump took to social media to rebuke the accusations, which part of which you saw calling them baseless and accusing Harris and her allies of mischaracterizing his intentions. In a statement, Trump claimed this is nothing more than an attempt by the radical left to distract voters from the real issues facing the nation. He says, "I stand for America, not division."
Kamala says is a lie. She has no vision, no idea. She has no solutions for anything. In fact, all she can talk about, this was the other night, they'd ask her a question, say, Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did that. All she can say is, Donald Trump.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I will speak about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, 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 Trump.
What the hell did I have to do with it? That's all she talked. What are you going to do for the economy? Donald Trump.
Of course, Donald Trump's pettiness cannot skip his outings and rallies, as that has become one of the narrative of the Democrats as they continue to see videos like this. Well, Trump's response highlighted the conflicting narratives each party promotes away from the pettiness, with both candidates seeking to depict the other as a threat to the national unity and democracy. But then some people argue that the cheering crowd at the Madison Square in support of Donald Trump doesn't quite back up Kamala's claim on people defecting to her side, as we see Donald Trump walking into his rally just a week ago.
Wow. Now that's a lot of people. Trump 2020.
God bless the USA.
As election day nears, both campaigns are intensifying their efforts to sway undecided voters and energize their respective bases. The days leading up to the election will likely see more rallies, debates, and media interactions, each scrutinized for fairness and authenticity. Analysts predict a surge in voter turnout as both Democrats and Republicans work to mobilize support in such a closely watched election. Every remaining event, from campaign stops to social media statements, has the potential to influence public sentiment and alter the outcome. In summary, the lead up to the 2024 election has seen heightened polarization, with both sides rallying support while casting doubt on the opposition. Allegations of media bias, accusation of extremism, especially on the sides of the Republican Party, and divisive rhetorics have defined the discourse, underscoring the deep ideological divides facing the nation. As Americans prepare to cast their votes, the final weeks of campaigning promise further developments that may ultimately determine the trajectory of the United States for years to come. And that was it on That was it on the United States election. Voters decide. Until we come your way next time, that is all for the Flash News.
Every 4 years, America faces a pivotal moment, choosing its next leader. But how does this process really work? Welcome to Voting Uncovered on ABC Amba TV.
Join us as we dive deep into the intricacies of the U.S. elections. We'll explore the untold stories, what influences voter decisions, the impact of swing states, and the strategies candidates use to sway the public.
Who has the chance of winning? We'll analyze the current contenders, dissect the polls, and share insider insights from political strategists and analysts.
Get ready for a compelling journey into the heart of American democracy. Tune in for exclusive interviews, captivating stories, and the facts behind the fiction, because it's time to truly understand how America votes.
Voting Uncovered, only on ABC Amba TV. Don't miss out on these insights.